Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Drinks and Dave Show.
Woo! Right off the bat. Welcome, Rich. Good to have you as always.
Well, hello, Dave. How are you doing?
Dude, it's been a day.
Oh, why is that? Please do tell.
Just meeting. I've been exhausted. And here I am with you. And it's weird because I'll be driving home and I'll be like, oh, I really don't want. I just want to sit down and relax. And then we start the show and it's exciting.
Okay. Point. At 6, what time did you get to work today?
A little bit before 7.
So like about 6:48, 6:49?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and when did your meeting start?
9.
Oh, okay. All right. Because there was a text message at 6:47 this morning that I received from you regarding.
Well, that's the beauty of COVID, as I'm always, saying that COVID was a great thing to happen to this country, is we went remote for all sorts of stuff. So, being in a movie is, click the button, join, and then,
Okay, we welcome to all the Barflies. Please make sure that you say hello, and all of you Kansas City Chief people, just relax. We're gonna get to it.
Spoiler alert! What if we didn't watch the game?
Exactly. What if Oh, and before I go forward, the Super Bowl 58 logo and any likeness of that belongs to the National Football League, and in no way whatsoever are we making any money off of this. There, I said that.
We're not making money off of it.
Not making money off of anything, actually. Yeah, we've got a long road to go before we get there. Hello, Dad. How are you, Stephen Pantea? Hello, how are you? And I like that. Yes, for those of us that were San Francisco fans. What are you drinking tonight, by the way?
I am drinking Kilhoman Machir Bay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess I should be the. I am the Howard Cosell of SuperBowl and now. No, I am drinking something that your dad and Pantea will probably recognize. I am drinking coffee, but I am drinking coffee out of this. This give some feeling on who makes it, because I got this from you.
Well, that was sourced from an artist in Portland, Oregon. They do a small art show before every Christmas, and I had look at the craftsmanship on the bolts look like bolts, and the pipes look like pipes. It's awesome. Yeah,
it is. And not only that, but if somebody really makes you mad, you can take out a jaw with this thing.
Yeah, it's beefy and it's big. You can fit
you can put a coffee in this. And a nice dark roasted coffee. In fact, I think this is not the blend, because yours was a medium blend. This is a different one. What are you smoking?
I just fired up an AVO. Is it AVO or is it AVO?
I call it AVO.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, I don't know.
What color's the band?
It's orange. It's burnt umber.
Oh, okay. Very nice. The classic. It's a very nice one.
Yeah.
And then, of course, P. Beat, and he is drinking tonight Young's Double Chocolate Stout for Valentine's Day.
Have you heard of that one?
No. But
because you go nuts over Hershey's Porter?
Yingling Hershey's Porter, yes, which I cannot get unless...
Maybe you can get this one.
No, I checked. We can't get that one either.
You can't get chocolate nothing.
No, there's one. It's a bourbon chocolate. It's gross.
Wait, a bourbon chocolate beer? Oh.
Yes, it's a beer. It's a beer, and it's just...
How do you have a bourbon? Is it like aged in bourbon barrels?
I guess, and it's just gross. It's not good.
All right, sorry about
that.
But
so what I have to do is I have to have somebody like KJ or Jerry do the old eastbound and down thing and get in a truck with the bandit and bring me a case.
I know you're begging for somebody to mule some of that stuff.
Yeah, we'll get some. So I'm smoking a Romeo and Julieta Reserva Real.
Well, there are so many freaking cigars out there. I mean, it's not as bad as Scotch and bourbon, but it's like, how you can't even taste everything that's out there.
No, it's next to impossible. But
we got 10 Barflies in here, and what's sad and kind of funny is I was scrolling through TikTok right before setting up all this stuff, and everything under the sun is on there. Depending, I don't know how they decide what you should watch, but it's based on I don't know. So
It's
up
an
on the video
algorithm.
is this guy with a penny in this little divot in a board to hold it still with a toothbrush and some like Scotch Brite or something or other, cleaning this penny. And then he flips it over and takes diamond powder and he's polishing. He has over 1,000 people watching him just with a toothbrush cleaning this penny.
Yeah, and we can't get 73 people to subscribe to us.
I don't.
So tell you what, on next week's show, the whole hour will be us polishing metal.
It's worth a shot. That's
so
all
I've got to address this from PB. Did I see Barbara Dave misbehaving at the WM Open? Now that is the Waste Management Phoenix Open in Scottsdale, Arizona. No, it was too cold. It was no.
Have you ever been to pro golf?
Yes. We used to have. Well, we have pro golf here in Tucson, but we also used to go up to the Open in Phoenix, and it's known as the rowdiest PGA tournament of all tournaments. People say, I think it's the 16th. I can't remember the 16th green. It's a par 3, and people just go nuts. They're drinking, they're partying, which is not something you think. Oh yeah, that one they do because it brings in a lot of money because it's the weekend. Well, it's the weekend after Barrett Jackson, so everybody's there anyway.
Oh,
so
I see.
So, anyway.
I tell you, we went. I saw like a women's open up in Portland once, and I tell you still gotta be into golf, I think, to enjoy watching it, whether on TV or in person. But I tell you, if you're anywhere near them teeing this thing off, that whiz of the ball through the air is that's just incredible. That's like
these girls
F1, right?
Smack the ball. So let's get a couple of things out of the way before we get the show started. Number one, we've got to do this, or I think somebody would pop. Go ahead, Amber. Everybody sing it together. We are the champions.
Yeah.
Okay. Woohoo, yahoo. I wish we had one of those little poppers. Pop, and then how about them? Okay, so what we're going to do today is we are going to give you expert analysis from the brains of the Daves on the football game, some of the things that happened during the football game, and the commercials.
Isn't expert analysis and us two totally different things?
Yeah, but it sounded really, really good.
Yeah.
And then also during this, we hope that everybody will make their comments, especially when we get into the commercials. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to read off, because there was actually 47 commercials that were new during the Super Bowl. So I will name the commercial off. Now, some people may have not seen them. I watched most of them earlier, and we're going to give you a 1 to 10. And you guys will decide which commercial and where it rates, and I'll be asking.
So I need to apologize, because when you told me we're going to do a Super Bowl analysis like Friday, right? I said, well, I'm better take notes during the Super Bowl. But we had a rowdy bingo game going on the Cadre during it. And then we also had an at-home bingo game. That's one of our traditions. Is you can print up bingo cards online. And then, there's money on the line. So I kind of had to pay attention. And, of course, my memory, I watched the whole thing, but I remember very little of it.
Well, okay, but first, before we do that, we have to have our traditional thing, food. So, guys, we over on the Cadre, we had a thread that says, "What are you eating for Super Bowl?" Yeah. And so, hopefully, you guys in the bar can go ahead and post, and we'll read or post what you guys had. What we had is we took a recipe from you.
Yeah, sorry about
Super Bowl crack.
Yeah,
big letdown.
Sounded good.
It did, but the ranch powder, the ranch dip powder was too salty, and then the cheese made the potato chips soggy, and it just didn't have a lot of flavor to it. So we resorted to a Hormel chili and Velveeta cheese dip with Rotel, and we had a veggie tray, and what else did we have? I can't remember. Tig Lily, you'll have to type in what else we had because I can't remember. But it was good. It was good. How about you?
Yeah, so we had that crack. So everybody knows it's potato chips, and then on a tray you mix shredded cheese with ranch powder and put it on top and put it in the oven, right? And then you let it cool, so you got crunchy cheese, and then you break it all up and dip it in ranch. And you're with bacon on.
With bacon, yeah. That was the only thing. That's the only thing that saved it.
Yeah, ours wasn't soggy. We still had crispy, but you're right. It was very salty, and it needed some more spices or something. I mean, it was a good vehicle to get ranch to your face. But and let me tell you this. So my dad, they went over to do a watch party, and my mom said, "Oh, I'm going to bring pulled pork sliders." She didn't just bring pulled pork sliders. She had 4 pounds of something in that had been slow cooking for 10 hours with barbecue sauce on it, and brought it over in the crock pot with the rolls and all this stuff. So that sounded delicious.
Yeah, see, and Pantea brings up a good point. That was only half the thing. I used a full a full thing, and it just made it way too salty.
Yeah. So, but we did have a potato thing. That she did too. That it's these little potatoes cut in half and put cut side down in a pan, and then some kind of a cheese, very garlicky concoction underneath. And same thing is that you cook it for a long time and kind of cool it off, and then you're peeling off potatoes with crunchy cheese attached to them, and that turned out good. It was 7 pounds of garlic, I think, that did with that.
Really, really good. And we also, Dave and I, being both type 2 diabetic, we had a race to see whose glucose level would fall the quickest.
Oh, was it? I thought it was going. Yeah, my snacking lasted quite a bit longer. So you won the dropping part of it for sure.
So what else did you guys? Rich hasn't put, and I'm almost sure Rich had White Castle. He said he was going to have White Castle.
Did he say that?
He did say he was going to have White Castle, so I'm not sure. And I know that that Spider had. He says poor man's tater skins, but I think they were a keto type of tater skins.
Well, he called what we were doing poor man tater skins.
Oh,
he mentioned it. Yeah. And the thing, we had 2 big bowls full of, all sorts of cut veggies. And I mentioned on the show before that I don't like eating fruit because you're rolling the dice. Is it going to be sweet and sour? I love raw cut veggies, but I have a mental block to getting into the kitchen and cutting them up. So I don't know.
We kind of did it the cheap way. We bought a bag.
Dude.
Hey, it was a last minute thing. I was making stuff. Sharon ran up to the store and bought, and it had, because I said I wanted to have snap peas. It had to have snap peas. So we had snap peas and broccoli and because of you, she had to buy some radishes because I haven't had radishes in a long time and I wanted some badly. So we had radishes.
Are those hard to find there?
No, I know they're very easy. It's just you never think about it. And then we did also find out that Kona, and for those of you that don't know Kona is the real Wile E. Coyote dog. El Doggo to most everybody here. He loves broccoli. Loves it. Raw broccoli. Loves it. But the problem that I had is I started thinking, okay, if we feed the dog too much raw broccoli.
Oh, you're going to smell that.
Exactly. But he was okay. He did okay.
Right.
So for the Super Bowl, Rich calls them Casablanca sandwiches instead of White Castle. I like that. White House.
You can dip those in ranch too.
Yeah, you really can. Yeah. So we had a good, and so it was nice. Now let's get into the game, shall we?
Oof.
And let's talk about the game itself. First of all, obviously with our ages, I've watched a lot of Super Bowls, and I will have to honestly say it was one of the best action-packed Super Bowls that I've seen. It was fantastic. Back and forth. Unfortunately, San Francisco didn't win, but the Chiefs earned it. They did. It's not like they walked away with it. They earned it. They really did. So congratulations to the Chiefs. And I guess Taylor Swift was only shown 12 times. That's what the count was at the end, I think.
I agree. I mean, right, is that makes it much more if it's your team and they blow out the other team, I guess that it's exciting to watch. But in terms of gameplay and all this stuff, this was one of the better games I remember for a very long time. And you know, I whatever. I could almost care less who wins, even though it'd be fun for the home team to win.
Duck, because I have a feeling somebody's going to throw something at you.
But that it came down to that blocked extra point for it to go into overtime. That was a killer, right? But then for sure, the better team won the overtime.
Yes,
they played hard.
Let's get into something somewhat controversial, and we'll see how the Barflies react to this. Now, to me, having played football in high school and so forth, there is a certain level, and going back to the days of Tom Landry and Chuck Noll, some of the major coaches of the NFL, there is a certain respect level that a player is expected to have to his head coach.
Oh, you're already jumping forward, buddy.
I'm going right to the jugular. I have an issue with Travis Kelce getting into the Kansas City Chiefs coach's face and bumping him to the fact where he almost lost his balance. Now, I understand Travis is a very passionate player. He wants to win,
passionate man.
But he was upset because the head coach had brought him out of the game to calm down and to relax, and Kelce didn't like that. Now, I'm sorry. That, to me, and whether you like Kansas City or not, doesn't make any difference. To give the head coach that disrespect when you are clearly a much larger man than him, much younger man, and to do that, to me, as a head coach, I would have said, Travis, you're out. You're done. Goodbye for the game. But, and so that's my feeling. And I did a lot of research on this before the game started as to what was said, and I can't repeat what was said, but basically, to paraphrase, he said, why am I not in? Let me go bleep, bleep, bleep in. And it doesn't matter whether Andrew Reid is a weeble wobble or not. You just don't disrespect. You don't disrespect the head coach like that. You really don't. But you could also argue that the offensive coordinator, who's in charge of the offensive players, should have stepped in between them. And I'm sure he didn't mean to knock him over. I agree with that. But just the fact that he got in his face the way he did,
So what's interesting is, so on TV they showed that, and then they showed in some previous game he threw his helmet, right? That was a big talking point even before the game, like how he loses his cool and stuff. And so my thought is that also, does Taylor Swift need to be a little careful with his hothead? I mean, if he can explode like that and not control himself, is this just a game thing? Or is she in for a world of trouble down the road?
Well, I actually did some research on that.
What?
Yes, I did.
Did you call in Landers?
No, I was thinking the same thing, but I did some research online through People Magazine and all that. And believe it or not, this question has been asked. And apparently, this is showmanship. In other words, when he's in the zone and he's playing the game, he's in the zone. But on his private side, he has a tendency to be much mellow and softer to her. Plus, I think he's terrified because think about this. Knowing Taylor Swift's history, if he pisses her off and they break up, he gets hammered in the press. She writes a song about him and makes another $1 billion. So I think he probably mellows out. But my critique as a barber is his fade that people were paying $1,000 for. It was a horrible fade. Anyhow, that's all I'll say from the barber standpoint. But no, I just think he's a very passionate player. I think you could also argue that Mahomes, who is a wonderful quarterback, can also be a little bit of a kind of a whiner at times throughout the season. If you've seen some of the things, because he ends up blaming people instead of he's the captain of the offense. Take responsibility. But aside from that, I think the game was very clean, meaning that there was not a lot of fights. There was a few tussles, but that happens. But there wasn't a lot of flags either. There really wasn't. It was
which really screwed up my bingo game, I'll tell you, because I kept waiting for the penalties and the flags and stuff, and there's almost nothing, which is shocking in a game where you're battling right for the championship. But so yeah, kudos to both teams for that for sure.
And Vegas did a great job hosting it. They really, really did. So is there anything else about the game? I mean, some of the field goals that were kicked, Macaulay is an incredible player. Everybody just did such a fantastic job, and the kickers really, in my opinion, the kickers won the game. They really did. These guys were booting all kinds of stuff. And I thought that was very, very, very good.
Whose fault is it, though? A blocked extra point. Is that just rare chance, or is that the kicker didn't get enough loft on the ball?
Well, I think it has a combination of the snap, how the ball was set, his timing up to the ball, and also the offensive line. The offensive line not making sure that people jump. So I think it was just timing.
Combo. That was, yeah.
So other than that, I thought it was a great game. I thought the officiating was done very, very well. It really was kind of the perfect game, other than some of those sideline things and stuff like that. So if anybody out in the Barflies has anything they also want to say about the game, please do it now before we move on to the halftime show. Okay, all so right. let's talk about the halftime show. I'll let you take this.
Well, so it wasn't bad. I'm gonna say that because I was unimpressed with the whole thing, but it was just because that's not my musical style. Mm-hmm. I can say I much prefer it over booty shaking all over the place and half dressed, although he did get kind of half dressed, but I thought it was much better done than past halftime shows. I mean, it can't be Van Halen every year.
True, and I think that says a lot. I mean, I just wish there would have been, for America's game, the Super Bowl. I think there should have been some diversity. For as much time as they have for the halftime show, okay, have one hip hop, have one country, have one rock and roll. Have those three artists so everybody in the stadium gets something. But the one thing I will say, and I don't know if anybody noticed it, we mentioned this in the bingo game, but did you notice that Usher was wearing a single diamond glove?
That was dumb.
But you know what it was for?
Was it not for Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Well, right, exactly. But he ain't Michael Jackson. Come on.
Well, nobody will be able to beat Michael Jackson. That's like
right. So
that's like saying anybody will be Michael Jordan. Michael Jackson. So I think it was just a nod to him to look up and say, "Hey, Michael, I made it."
Could have been,
and I was okay with that.
Could have been. Am I incorrect that at least the last 3 Super Bowls, the halftime show was hip hop ish related?
That discussion happened in our household, as a matter of fact.
And so maybe, you would think there's so much money on the line with this production and all this stuff that they know what they're doing. And maybe I'm out of touch with what most of this country listens to. And maybe it is hip hop, but it just does seem like, I would think, at least in this area of the country, that's not what most of us would want to see. But
Usher really, if you look at Usher's roots, if people remember, he was actually where he first started with his music, and he was actually on a soap opera. Usher was actually on a soap opera for a while.
What does that have to do with what I just said?
What I'm getting at is that he was never really a hip hop artist. He was an R&B guy. He was a soul guy. And I think that he is very good. But I think you're right. I think that they need to have, to me, if you're a promoter and you're coordinating the Super Bowl, go to the Grammys and say, who won the best of this, the best of this, and best of this? Hey, you guys were the best. Come on over and do the Super Bowl show.
I think, and Spider's got it right too. I mean, I know that this has happened before, but it was just after the first couple songs, right? It was like more people. Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. I mean, I think most people there's 2 types. There's people or 3 types. People that watch the Super Bowl for the commercials, people that watch the Super Bowl for the halftime show, and people that watch the Super Bowl for the football. And then there's
I got a question then, because you did not want to watch the Super Bowl, and you were not planning on it until there's a bingo game riding on it.
Right.
Now, did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, I did. But if I would have been watching the game just to watch the game, would I have enjoyed it as much? Probably not, because with the fact that we were with the cadre and we were live and we were having a bingo game, there was so much action going on between the chat and the bingo hall and the Super Bowl that it made it exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was fun. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I don't know about this. If who got to set up who the artists were.
I think actually Steven's right. I think Jay-Z was one of the executive producers of it. I believe. In fact, I think he was, because I think they had an interview about him.
Well, boy, when they pick us to produce it, it'll be totally different.
Oh, absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. Leonard Skinner. Okay, so we, so far we've gotten through the first half of the game. We've gotten through the halftime show. So shall we talk a little bit about commercials? Because let's face it, over the years, the Super Bowl is gone from being a football game to be where everybody goes, "Ooh, what are the commercials going to be?"
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how we're going to do this for all of you. Yeah, David Gilmour at halftime would be awesome. But anyways, so there was 47 new commercials that occurred. And so what we'd like everybody to do is we'd like you to put from 1 to 10 what you think when I read this out. And then, Dave, you can kind of give me your thoughts on so we'll
okay, we're going to rate. Wait, we're going through 47 commercials?
Absolutely.
Oh.
We can do this. We don't have to spend 20 minutes talking about it. But so the first one was one that I didn't like it, and I think that they made fun of this guy, but the ending of it was fantastic when Danny DeVito showed up. And of course, we're talking about the State Farm neighbor, the State Farm with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I thought that was hilarious.
So 1 through 10, Barflies. If you saw that?
Was I not supposed to?
No. You know, that's fine. I thought it was good. Was it the best one? No. But what made it for me was at the end when Danny DeVito came in and said neighbor, because that was a take on their movie Twins. That's why he was there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 2 8s so far, but that kind of negates it because they're probably sitting right next to each other.
Yeah, but they don't agree on much.
That's true. That's a good point. 8.7255.
Wow, that's a pretty.
Wow, so this is okay. So I'm going to write these down, so we can see who the true winner was, so we can call the marketing teams at these places.
Well, you're gonna have to speed this up if we're going through.
Well, I'm just going to do the first 5. If you don't get your vote in, it's too bad.
Well, P beats the Russian judge with the low 5.
Yeah, he took that down. Okay, so let's go into the second one. The Paramount. Okay, we're back. The Paramount Mountain of Entertainment with Picard. Now, for those of you that didn't see this one, this is where Patrick Stewart was talking about all the new shows coming on Paramount Plus, and there was a couple of football players and a couple of stars from Paramount, and then Patrick Stewart dressed up as an old football player and threw. And I don't know who the cartoon character is.
I don't know. Some little egg-headed dude, huh?
So let's vote on the Paramount Entertainment of Picard. So we've got a 7. What did you think of it, Dave?
I liked it. I like the ones where they're bringing back people you haven't seen for a while, and especially that they put them in the old time. That was one of the better ones too. I thought that was funny.
Okay, that's a 4 from that. So we'll give that one. And there's no, this. Ooh, a 2.
Whoa.
2.
Whoop. Oh, man. Barber Dave hit the wrong freaking button. I can tell you that. I know. Hope that it's not a power thing. Is Tig, is Dave still around? Here he comes.
There I am. That was odd. Sorry about that. Arnold, that was his name. So I would say we'd call this one 5. Okay, so the next one was Bet MGM. I did not see this one. I watched it today, and it was just talking about betting on MGM's website and that Tom Brady has won enough. I give that one a big goose egg. I did not like that one at all.
Is goose egg a number?
Yeah, well, 0. Did you like that one?
I don't remember, which means it was unmemorable.
Okay, so
so that's my rating. Did I remember the commercial?
Exactly.
Or did I not? Oh, see, here you go. 1, 3.
1, yeah. So we'll give that one a 2. Okay, so the next one was one of my favorites. In fact, I started was when it was called Dunkin' Donuts. And it was when Ben Affleck barged into Jennifer Lopez's recording studio and started to throw down the Boston beat from the Boston Maniac. And what made the commercial funny for me was the fact that Matt Damon did not want to be there. And he was apologizing to Jennifer Lopez the entire time. And then at the very end, when they're walking away, Matt Damon goes, "Remember that time that I said I would help you anytime?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "This is anytime." I just thought that was a great commercial.
I think I would have remembered. That sounds funny. I need to go watch that one.
It was good. I thought I would give that
I
one.
might have been distracted with bingo. What? Whoa! What a spread!
Yeah, it's all over the place. 4 because of Damon.
Like Matt Damon. Who doesn't like Matt
Why?
Damon?
Who doesn't like Matt? This is news to me. This is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I did not know that this person did not like Matt Damon.
Wow. So we got 10, 6, 3, 4, 8. That averages out to like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they did
Matt.
bring back an older actor, and they threw nods at different things that he's done, and that was the Skechers commercial with Mr. T.
Yeah, okay.
He don't look he be looking like Pity in the Fool. He don't look so good anymore, but he's not young. Yeah. I mean, he's up there in age now, and
so is Arnold.
Yeah, but the thing is, Arnold has that joie de vivre of being Arnold Schwarzenegger. Really, when you think about it, the only thing that Mr. T has is what his
gold chains.
Yeah, gold chains, and he did wonderful in Rocky, but I don't know.
So I remember that one, and I was like, I give it a 3.
Okay, so this one.
Wait, you gotta score this one. We got 5, 4, 1, 3. So we're looking like 3.5.
Spider says Mr. T needs money and it shows.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. So I would say that's probably a 3. Okay, now this brings back memories for those people that remember this movie, and it was the Nerds commercial with Flashdance at the end. That I thought was cute. That
was funny. I like that one. That one was up there too. Now, see, it's tough. You score them high at the beginning, you don't have much to go. So I have to give it a 7 because I would say that the Arnold and Patrick Stewart is up there like a 8 or a 9. If 10's the best one, right? We're not talking overall commercial. Mm-hmm. Best over 7. All right.
So we have a 7. So
we can go 7 with that.
7, 6. So that takes us to a 6. We need 2 more votes to make it official. To make it official. 3. Ooh, bringing down the curve.
Oh, right? Geez, Spider does not like candy.
He probably he was a little boy, little tiny boy when Flashdance came out. He was little. He was young. But that Flashdance scene when that was just awesome. Okay, so we'll go with what we have. We'll give that one a 5 total. These two to me are the next one I didn't see until today, and I thought it was stupid. It was about CeraVe lotion, and Michael Cera was the announcer for it. You can't make lotion exciting. Well, I take that back.
Hey,
Silence of the Lambs was the only one that lotion got exciting. So you guys can vote on the CeraVe. I think it's a big fat goose egg as well, but we'll see what the Barflies have to say.
Whoa,
there's a 0.
PB's got some hate in his heart today. That's the second 0.
It's that
Amber likes a low 6.
A 6. Well, you know why? But let me ask Amber because she likes Sarah. I think she likes.
Yeah. So, they both like him.
Oh, they both like him.
That's okay. That's all right.
Okay, so we'll give that one a 4.
Wait, hold on.
Well, we got 5.
3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5. We're only taking the top 5. Okay, the next commercial I thought was great because it's so out of character for this gentleman, and that was the T-Mobile Jason Momoa commercial.
I must have missed that one.
Tig Lily, do not get ahead of yourself. We're not there yet.
Well, she knows this is going to take 2 hours, so she just
wait, we're only 40. Actually, we're only really 35 minutes into the show because the first 5 minutes is the intro, so we have to count for that.
9.
9. Okay, I agree. I agree with that. 7. Okay, that's 2. And I have no idea what Mama Fun is.
Momo.
So I would take it if she says the term Momoa. Well, actually, I was going to switch channels, and she goes, no. Why don't you play that commercial again? So we know Sharon's a 10 on that one.
That pulls it down.
So we'd say probably an 8, a 7 or an 8. What do you think? 7 or 8?
Well, 7. We got a 6 in here, so you got pulled down a little bit.
All right. So the next one I also thought was fantastic because I can't remember the guy's name, but he's actually a real doctor in real life. The Korean guy.
You talking about that Asian guy?
Yes.
In all the TV shows now?
Yes. And it was about Popeye's chicken and how Popeye's finally has chicken wings. And he's been frozen for like 50 years and they bring him back to life. And then he goes, well, what else have we done? And the rest of the commercial is hilarious. Yes, Ken Jang.
Well, see, that's what they didn't catch me with the first 5 seconds, and I stopped paying attention.
Oh, it was great. There was one where he was in a self-driving car and he made some expletives of that, and then he was up on a chair throwing stuff at a Roomba because he thought the Roomba was trying to attack him.
Well, P-Beat's surprising with some of his scoring. He really.
Well, let me see. We got a 5, a 4, a 4. Sharon missed that one, so we need.
P-Beat's got 8 on this one.
Oh, okay. So 8, 5, 4, 4.
4, 4. So we're at 6.
6. Okay. All right. So the next one on our list, and only 36 more to go, is the M&M Ring of Comfort. Do you remember that one?
No.
It was the 2 M&M guys talking about those people that never got a Super Bowl ring. And so M&M's is actually creating that you can buy a ring of comfort that it's like a Super Bowl ring, but it'll have M&M stuff on it. The commercial wasn't that good. It was a good concept, bad execution.
Looks like a lot of our Barflies missed that one. We're not getting any score.
We're gonna bypass the list. We're gonna buy it. Okay. Then there was one that I thought was really stupid. It was the Taste of Victory with Frito-Lay. I don't even remember this one.
I don't remember that one either.
Okay, so we're checking that one out. Now, to me, so far, the best one of the bunch so far was the BMW commercial with Christopher Walken. That was absolutely.
Let's watch the scores come in for this one.
Yes. So what are the scores if you guys saw that?
Boy, this is how you can make them interact. It's like, we're not going to continue the show until you put some stuff in.
We're going to be here till 1 o'clock in the morning, and then you start scoring it. So for those of you that have seen, you can go on screen and watch it real quick. There's a 9.
Now, see, you made the comment that you didn't like the Arnold one a little bit because you thought they were kind of making fun of him. Isn't this the same thing?
No, because Walken's a demon in real life. He's. Did you ever hear the story? No. Did you ever hear the story about Mel Gibson when they first started working together?
No.
Mel Gibson was freaked out. Now, for people that don't know, Christopher Walken is also one of the best dancers on the planet. He's an incredible dancer.
Where have you ever seen him dance?
He's danced in a couple of gangster movies. He's danced in some of his All That Jazz. He danced in that. You need to go on YouTube and watch him dance.
All right.
So anyhow, Mel Gibson.
These are high scores.
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
9. PB likes this one.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, so Mel Gibson was talking about Christopher Walken, and he was convinced that Christopher Walken was a demon because he said when he first met him, he floated in the door. And I think
this is a solid 8.
Definitely a 9. Is that a solid 8? Okay. Yeah. And also the nice thing about Christopher Walken is there's mystery. And as Tig says, don't cross him because he's the only man that knows what really happened to Natalie Wood. So, yeah. Okay, here's another one that I loved because I am a big fan of this actor, and it was the Stoke Cold Brew Coffee with Anthony Hopkins. Did you see that one?
I totally missed that. I would know Anthony Hopkins if I saw.
It starts with him saying to be a good actor, and he's acting just like Hannibal Lecter. He goes, "You got to be." Oh, that's terrible, PB. I'm not even going to post that one. So he's sitting there talking about, to be an actor, you have to be this. And then he starts roaring like a lion. And then he puts on the Brexit lion mascot and runs out and does a soccer game as the mascot. And it's all about cold brew coffee. It was wonderful.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so let's rate that. So
we got somebody who's just giving the actor a 10. That doesn't count. B-Beat says this one's all right.
10, 8.
Missed.
3. Oh, 3. Amber didn't like that one. 3. So that brings it down. You're our mathematician, so you tell me.
Well, there's only 2 scores. So.
Come on, 2 more scores, guys. 2 more scores. 3.
Oh, all right.
You know, they've been consistent with each other all night.
Not all of them. So that's 5.
5. Okay. All right. I didn't even see this one. It was a promo for Pluto TV. It was called the Couch Potato. Didn't see it.
I saw that.
And
it sucked.
Sucked.
They grow couch potatoes in the field. So they had people on couches all over the field with TV sticking out of the dirt.
Okay, everybody rate that one real quick. Otherwise, I'm scratching it. And 1.
1.
1.
Yeah, 1. It was not inventive. It was. What was weird is, I mean, I guess they're trying to be funny. But they just kind of missed the mark. And I was watching it thinking, are they making fun of all the people that watch their channel?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
I like that. Not even a score. Pantera goes, stupid. I love that one. Okay, the next one. Now my vote, not that it matters because it doesn't. This to me is the worst one of all of them. And it was the Mayo Cat. About the mayonnaise. I thought it was horrible. It was bad. So those of you that saw the Mayo Cat, go ahead and give us your votes, but I thought it was just
same thing. I knew it was on because one of the people playing our bingo game at home had Hellman's Mayonnaise Square.
Mm-hmm.
So it was announced it was on, but when I looked up, it didn't catch my eye at all.
Okay, so we got a 2 and a 0 so far.
6 for a cute cat. All right. 0 mayonnaise. Wow. Okay. So we're 2-0. So that's like a 3.
3? Okay.
Couple zeros on that one.
I like that. 6 for a cute cat and 0 mayonnaise, and cats suck.
Well, together, not together.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the next one is the Michelob Party. I did not see this commercial, so I'll just have to defer you guys because I didn't see it.
I don't remember that one at all either.
So you guys just vote on it. But apparently it was about Michelob.
Was it? Wow. Nice recap.
Mm-hmm.
There was beer.
I think we've got a scratch here.
Cups.
Oh no, there's a 7.
Like
there's
a
7. Okay. Yeah, a question mark.
Remember it.
I think this. I hate to tell you this, PB, but I think this one's a scratch. Okay, the next one everybody needs to vote on. I know what they're going to vote on. For the first year in a long time, the Budweiser Clydesdales were back. And an interesting fact is the dog at the end of that actually is owned by Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. I thought the commercial was a 10. I really do. I loved it.
You thought it was a 10?
Because I love the Clydesdales. And
I do too. And just like I would give, Amber wants to give points just for the cats. I want to give points because the Clydesdales were back, but it was not their 10 commercials. Was a Clydesdale and a dog. Wasn't that it? Like a few years back, they were on
the puppy.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Those were the 10s. So I'd say this to me would be around a 7 just because of the horses.
Okay, we'll make this one an 8 then. Okay. The other commercial was cute. I don't know how you guys want to rate it, but it was for Uber Eats, and it was Jennifer Aniston, which she gets a 10 just for being Jennifer Aniston. But it was the funniest part about it is Ross from Friends came out and was talking to her, and she had no idea who he was, because apparently the Uber Eats, you have to remember Uber Eats, but you have to forget something that's not as important. So she forgot Ross from Friends.
Right. And this is the one that I heard about days before the Super Bowl that there's going to be a Ross and Rachel commercial.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
Pantea gives it a 10. 7. 3 more. 6. So we're at what? A net 8 right now. A 7. 1 more. Did you see it?
I caught the end of it.
2. A 2.
Ooh, what the heck?
Mandela, Jennifer Aniston, a 4. So what's our
Wow,
final?
well that's like a 6 average.
Okay, 6. I did not see the next commercial, so you guys will have to vote on it. And it was the Bud Light commercial. I didn't even see it.
I remember there was one. I don't remember what it was. So
I think if the hosts of the show don't remember it, it gets scratched.
Oh,
Sorry. The Mountain Dew Blast. I saw it. I thought it was just
a commercial, right?
Right.
Wasn't impressive. You know, and we do have to say, I think everybody I talked to has agreed, and we talked about this before the Super Bowl, that I don't watch it for the games. I was one of those that watched it for the commercials. In the last several years, I was like wasted 3 hours. That the commercials were just like could have been on any time. They weren't impressive.
Right. Well, see, and that's
this year they stepped it up.
Yes. So the Mountain Dew Blast, we've got a 2 and a 4, a 2, a 2, and a 4.
He gave it 2 scores. He beats averaging out to a 3.
Okay, so we'll do a 3. Okay. This one, I didn't quite understand it, but it was funny to watch, and that was the Doritos Dina and Mita. Did you see that one?
No.
What had happened is I can't remember the singer. She's a Latin singer. She was walking through the aisles with her grandmothers, and her grandmothers were Dina and Mita. Well, the name of the Doritos are Dinamita. And this hood grabs a bag, runs off with it, and then basically these 2 older ladies, Dina and Mita, become ninjas to finally get the bag of Doritos.
Oh, I think now I remember that. And then they gave it to a kid or something afterwards.
Yeah. To me, it was a 2 or 3 at best. Anybody else want to vote? Well, we got a scratch from Amber, a 3 from Spider.
Move on. Okay.
Now the next one I thought was funny. Now, okay, there's a 4. Oh, she gave it a 4. I'd still say it's a 3. The next one was hilarious, I thought, because as a barber, it was funny. And that was the Kawasaki commercial where everybody he passed, Jenny Ortega, thank you, Pantea, that everybody he passed got mullets because he had a mullet. And for those of you that don't know what a mullet is, you've been living under a rock. But it's basically business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that? It was hilarious. Seeing a bald eagle with a mullet was worth the price of admission. And a grizzly bear. So everybody, if you give your votes for the Kawasaki mullets.
Now, on your list here,
what?
I don't see the one that they had several times about the teams that didn't win. Right? They had the Eagles and the...
I've got another whole page, Dave.
Well, I'm looking at the list you sent me.
No, I've got it. It's in there.
All right. Carry on.
So we've got an 8, a 6, and a 4.
Well, that would average a 6.
That would average a 6. So we'll do that one right now since we're there. The commercial starts out, and personally, I would scratch this commercial because I thought it was stupid, and also because they didn't include the Arizona. They didn't include the Arizona Cardinals. So you had the Philadelphia Eagles, you had the Seattle Seahawks, you had the Boston Ravens, and they were all football players flying like birds. But I give it a 0 because they didn't include the Arizona Cardinals. And quite frankly, seeing a bunch of football players in their outfits waving their arms like pigeons, I thought it was stupid.
Like pigeons.
Yeah, I thought it was dumb.
Let's see what the Barflies think of this one, because they showed that one more than once.
Yes, they did. They did.
Or 2. And I was wondering if it was like an obligation, right, to support the NFL, or all these guys got paid money, or
so we've got
a 2 in this. 7 for a very cute end. 3, 3, 1. Well, that's a lot. I think we're going to average the 1 pulls it down to a 3. Okay. I was embarrassed for them, is what I was. That these adult professional football players are same as you flapping
Well,
around.
you know, they were embarrassed until they took that check to the bank.
Well,
Probably. Okay, the next one is, and I did not see this one, so I'll let you guys vote on it. If you saw it, Dave, please expand. And that was the drumsticks with Doctor. It was
now see, I actually thought it was a combination between funny and dumb because I didn't get it at first, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that it was, and I'm trying to. So it's Doctor Sticks
Yeah.
was about. I'm like, what's this doctor? And then as soon as they did the drumsticks, I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. The rest of the commercial was, it's kind of lame, but the whole idea behind, I'd give it a 5 or a 6.
All right, pretty high.
Yeah.
I think. So, what say you, Barflies?
3 ice cream.
It's ice cream. 3 ice cream.
You guys, the quicker you vote on these, the quicker we can get.
The quicker we can get through. We're at the top of.
Okay.
So memorable, don't remember.
Okay, scratch that one.
We'll scratch that one. Okay, the next one was the one with Martin Lawrence and the Oikos yogurt. Do you remember that one? Him and some football player, and I can't remember who it was, were playing golf, and the bigger guy launched the golf cart into the lake. Well, Kevin Hart, because he was eating Oikos yogurt, said, "You have show muscles. I have the real muscles." Walked in there, picked up the golf cart, and brought it out, and that was in the commercial.
That sounds dumb.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me.
You know what's tough is when the game is good and the commercials are good, trying to find a time to go to the bathroom is tough. Right?
You know what? Maybe you should send a letter to Johnson & Johnson, and you could star in your very own commercial.
Oh, no. They could do GU hygiene is important. Now it's time for your restroom break. And they'll just have 30 seconds of nothing.
Oh, kind of like an intermission. Let's all go to the snack bar. Let's all go to the snack bar. And then, and then they could show that picture where, come to our snack bar at the drive-in where you can get hot coffee. Do you remember that video where the coffee was boiling at like 560 degrees? And when they poured it into the cup, it was still bubbling. Yeah, who wants that?
I don't remember.
And then you had Rico the Nacho, the newest in snacking, Rico the Nacho.
Ooh, is that like the invention of nacho cheese sauce?
Yeah, that was back then. Rico's. Yeah, Rico's.
You lived before nacho cheese sauce?
I lived before nacho cheese.
Wow.
Yes, I did. Okay, the next one I thought was good because I am a huge Jeremy Renner fan, and obviously everybody here knows that Jeremy Renner almost died saving his son on a snowmobile. Not a snowmobile, a snowcat that he got ran over by. So this was his first public appearance, and he did a commercial for Silk soy milk. And he's dancing and running around and doing ninja things and stuff like that. I liked it because at the very end, his daughter goes, "Dad," and he goes, "I'm just getting back into it." And it was just a cute commercial. So I would give that one a 7.
Oh, they like it.
Yeah,
8-7. I don't remember that one. I don't think I saw that one.
You'll have to see it. 8-7-6, 5.
Wait.
Okay.
They 8-7-6, and you put 5.
Well, no, that was what I voted on it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
We'll give it a 7.
7.
I don't care.
Yeah.
7. Okay, now this one has special disgust to me because of what I do, where I do it at, and it was the E-Trade Pickle Babies. Now, traditionally, E-Trade does commercials every year on the Super Bowl. It's a little baby that's smart,
Right.
And this one was the Pickle Babies. And it was a pretty funny commercial because the pickle babies schooled the older guys on how to play pickleball.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was about financial services. So vote.
I was gonna say, we're at an hour now, buddy.
Yeah, no, we're at 55 minutes.
All right.
We might go a little long. So okay. Tell you what, we'll do it different for the
7,
remainder.
0, 4, 5.
Okay, give me a number.
5.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. If you've seen it, Yeah, we'll get through this real fast. If you've seen it, say, yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was bad. If you didn't see it and the Barflies, say good, bad, or ugly. That's it. There, we're done. So the next one was the DraftKings with Kevin Hart. To me, bad. I didn't like it. It was boring.
Didn't remember that one.
Okay. Barflies, good, bad, or ugly.
You know, this takes just as much time. They have to type more.
Okay, 0. Okay, that's good enough. First one in wins. First one that wins.
Oh,
first
wow.
one
This
in
will be
wins.
the world
Okay.
according to Amber.
Okay, exactly. So the next one was the Bic lighter, which was the Bic extender lighter with
Willie Nelson. I missed the
it was
Willie Nelson commercial?
Snoop Dogg. It was Willie Nelson, Snoop Dogg, and Martha Stewart. And yes, there was very subtle hints of the ganja, the marijuana, in lighting. It's about a lighter that's got an extender on it, so you don't burn your fingers.
It sounds cute.
It was cute. It was cute.
Missed it.
Okay, you missed it. So first Barfly, we'll rate it based on you.
Well,
Go.
Amber said that was good.
Okay, that's good enough. Now, this commercial I thought was hilarious. It was an Etsy commercial. And the opening of the Etsy commercial shows up, and you see barges bringing in the Statue of Liberty. And then you see somebody go, oh, great. Now we have to get France something. And the lady goes, what do we get France? And the guy goes, what do French people like? Crickets. And that was the end of the commercial. I thought it was cute. I thought it was a very cute commercial. Oh, Tiger Lily. Oh, 210. So that's a good one. That's a good
wow.
One.
Funny. Good. Wow.
It was funny. Okay, the next one, watch Beyonce. And Beyonce was trying to break Verizon's internet, and she couldn't do it. And it basically, to me, it was just a commercial about Beyonce. It had nothing to do with Verizon. It was all about Beyonce. So to me, it was meh.
7.
Dad
likes the Beyonce.
7 dumb. Okay, so we'll move on. The Tina Fey Booking.com. I thought it was horrible because all she did was get people to act different. She got stand-ins. I thought it was stupid. Did you see it?
Oh, yes, I saw it. Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
That wasn't funny.
This one I'm going to bypass because unless people saw it. Body Armor Field of Fake. I didn't even see it. That's a scratch. Then there was the Miller Lite commercial with Wriggle running with it didn't do anything for me either. Anybody who liked the Light commercial, we'll read those if you liked them. Another stinker in my opinion was the Starry Soda. Guy comes in where Starry Soda has replaced Sprite. I thought it was lame.
Oh, right. And then the old soda, and yeah,
it was lame.
That was not bad.
Okay. Yeah. The Coors Light commercial with LL Cool J as the conductor of the train. It was okay. I like LL Cool J. So, did you see that one?
No.
Okay, you must have been snacking at this time.
I was busy giving the bingo caller a really hard time.
Okay, so we'll move on. The Pfizer commercial I didn't see. I would imagine it was about Pfizer, and how they're helping the world and stuff like that. So I didn't see that.
Story was dumb. Yeah.
Squarespace UFO commercial with that big time director. I thought that was cute. With Martin Scorsese. The UFOs come over. It was a cute commercial. It wasn't great.
I don't remember that.
Okay, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. The Oreo twist. I thought that was a good concept, that every decision made was based on twisting an Oreo. And whatever side...
How did I miss an Oreo commercial?
Yeah, so whatever side that the icing was on was either yes or no.
Oh, Rich gives it a meh.
And Sharon didn't see it. So basically, like there was one where I guess they get up to the pearly gates.
Man, it's good.
Oh,
good. Oh, everybody they like the Oreo commercial.
Well, who doesn't like Oreos?
Have you had the new black and white Oreo?
No, but I had the red velvet Oreo, and that was awesome.
I like the black and white Oreo. A lot of times they're like, they're just trying to get.
You're back. You're back.
I'm sorry. I don't want to digress. Let's get this over with.
Okay, the Lint circle commercial. It was about Lint. Those Lint, the little Lint
Balls.
chocolates, it was about the same. The next one was pretty good. It was the If movie promo with Ryan Reynolds. That was pretty funny. But then again, anything Ryan Reynolds does is funny. So,
well, that's just a movie promo then, right? It's not a Super Bowl.
Well, it was a commercial. Okay, we can get rid of that one. The next one was the Dawn commercial. I don't even remember that one.
What is this black and white cookie made Jerry sick? Oh, is that on Seinfeld? Did he get
Yes.
sick off of a? Yes.
Dawn. I didn't see the Dawn commercial.
The soap.
Yeah.
Major Rich says that one's good.
No.
Why is it always meh before the good, or was that a delayed meh? Good.
It could be a delayed meh. Another good one I thought was the Pringles commercial with Chris Pratt, where he was growing the handlebar mustache, and they accused him of being a Pringles man. That was pretty good. The Homes.com, that was fun.
What is it?
Amber gives that a 9, which I agree. I thought it was a good commercial. The Homes.com one was terrible because
those were terrible.
Yes, they were horrible commercials. And it's bad because Eugene Levy is the father of that actor that was in those. And Eugene Levy is hilarious.
And there was more than one of those.
There's like 5 of them.
And they made all of them. They wasted their money.
Then there was the Elf commercial. I don't even know who Elf was. And it was with Meghan Trainor. I thought it was me. Now we're going to get into some heartstring stuff. The last 3. The Kia Perfect 10 commercial. Did you see that one?
No.
Basically, this little girl goes out and she's on ice and she does her routine and she gets a perfect 10. She looks up to the stands. Her dad's there, but her mom and her grandparents are not there. So he sees that, gets in their Kia electric, and this is a bi-directional electric car. So they get in the car and they drive all the way out into the cabin where her grandparents are at. He plugs in the Kia and lights up the whole ice skating rink, and she does the whole event for her grandfather who's in a wheelchair. I thought it was a good commercial. Yes, Dan Levy.
Nice.
But it was okay. So that I want to see how the Barflies rate if they saw that one.
Oh, Tig likes that one. 8.
Yeah, I thought it was a
heartstrings, huh?
Yeah.
Now wait. Now skip over this. Do the last one and then come back to 46.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, so the last one before the last one was the Volkswagen commercial. I think it was good because it's all the historic things about Volkswagen, but they missed just such a huge thing. They had no Herbie.
He
Herbie
wasn't there.
In it. Oh, Herbie wasn't. Okay, I didn't see it. Okay, I didn't see Herbie. I didn't see
he
Herbie.
Was.
I thought that was good.
I thought that was good too. I was kind of hoping that they were leading up to the release of a new Beetle.
But they're not.
But no. Yeah. But no. So that was I enjoyed the history, but minus points that there's no new Beetle.
Right, and I will take back what I said because I didn't remember seeing Herbie. So because Herbie to me is the epitome of Volkswagen. You gotta have a Herbie. You gotta have a Herbie. And Neil Diamond.
You remember the Thing? Of course you remember the Thing.
The movie The Thing, or the thing that you can see on Interstate 10?
The Volkswagen Thing.
Yes. Oh yeah, I remember The Thing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had somebody at our high school with one of those. That was the coolest looking car.
Oh, those things could go anywhere too. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. They were a party mobile. Okay, now we're going to get into the final one.
Yeah.
And it's called He Gets Us. And for those people that didn't see it, the premise was this is about Christ, but it's more than that. And Dave, I'll let you expand on it.
Yeah. So you asked me, we're going to talk about commercials and what's our favorite one. And I'll say, this is my favorite one. And it showed, scene after scene of somebody washing somebody's feet. And the first couple, you're kind of like, what's going on? And as they continue to show it, you kind of get it, right? Like Jesus washed the homeless feet and basically all this stuff. And just at the very end, it says, what is it? God, Jesus did not teach hate or something like that is the tagline. Mm-hmm. And I thought, holy crap, how many people need to see this right now? Right now. And I told you I was a little worried because I said, what if we get talking about religion on our show? That's always been like the don't do this, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
And it's more, and it's not religion. It's
no.
about, and I got in trouble from some people about kind of going off in one of my videos about this, about almost any religion under the sun. If you're following the Bible or whatever, it's about accepting others
And kindness.
and kindness and loving your neighbor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like all of these people that claim that they're religious and yet say down with these people, or we hate these people because they believe this one thing we don't believe in, all this stuff. What about this?
Well,
right?
and
What
I think,
accepting others?
well, and to me now, obviously, being Christian, but aside from that, and to me, this goes towards whether you're atheist, agnostic, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Baptist, it doesn't matter. But what the representation to me was that never be so good and so high on your horse that you cannot wash somebody's feet. Meaning you could wash the richest person, or you could wash, and that's what it's all about. It's all about you accept the foot. You accept the foot for what it is. Black, white, pink, purple, it doesn't matter. And I thought that was that was a tearing type commercial to me.
Yeah.
And
that's what, and so impressive in the middle of the Super Bowl or something like that. And when the Jesus doesn't teach hate or whatever it said, you're just like, wow. Right. Like that's just, and you're right. I mean, it's not just religion. The message is just be accepting of the brothers that you live with on this planet. But like I said, right now, the divisiveness in this country and all this stuff, and a lot of people associate themselves with this religion or that religion or whatever, but are very much not accepting of others.
But PB brings up a good point, because I was the same way. I'm saying, okay, was this a Gold Bond foot cream commercial?
Were you?
I was like, what is this about?
Well, yeah.
So we'll finish up the show with this. The one thing that I will say that we forgot to talk about in the beginning was that, to me, one of the most poignant television moments is when Reba McEntire was singing our national anthem, and they cut to the player who was crying.
Oh,
I thought that was a very powerful, powerful moment, because we've got one national anthem and it's our country, and to see this guy, just living through the fact that he was allowed to do all this because of the sacrifices that were made by other people, and that to me is really important. So let's do this. I'm going to give you my top two, and then you give me your top two, and then the Barflies can throw in their top two, and we'll end it on that. My top two were "He Gets Us," the one that we just talked about, and I got to give it to the Christopher Walken BMW.
We missed this one. I remember. I didn't know what it was about. But
thank you, Spider, because I wasn't sure if this was shown nationally or not. But the retro Kennedy commercial was awesome, I thought.
Now, what was that about? Because I saw Kennedy.
It was a campaign. It was a campaign commercial. And what I loved about it was the fact that it was that old time retro. I thought it was cool. I thought it was good. I think the Kennedy commercial was so bad. It was great.
Okay, so what
so for me,
said Walken?
it was the "He Gets Us," the foot washing, and the Christopher Walken. Those are my two favorites. Dave?
Yeah, so obviously the foot washing one, because it hit. I'd have to say the Arnold one, because I love that guy, and that was hilarious.
Okay, so now if out in the lounge, guys, put in your top two favorites of the commercials that you saw, and we'll go ahead and post those real quick before we wrap it up for tonight. And while you guys are doing that, we've got some great news, some really good news. Next week's show, we're going to bring back a returning guest that everybody really loved, and we're going to try to challenge him not to talk about cigars. We'll see how long that works. Tim Swanson.
I think the challenge is for you not to talk about
That's
cigars.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring Tim Swanson back from Cigars Daily, and we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff. We're not going to tell you what yet, but so Tim Swanson, make sure to join us. Drinks and Day.
Major Rich foot washing the pick. See, he liked the pickleball.
You like the pickleball one?
Oh, Spider here goes. What? Yeah. What do the votes say? Quick look at your sheet.
I kind of just the walking one, and
all right.
Wait,
This is a good comment.
No, the walking one and the two top ones, or the three top ones, were Walken, Paramount Mountain, and State Farm.
Yeah,
those were the top ones.
So here you go. In addition to my bathroom break, this would have been awesome to say. We could have spent. You know what? I'm surprised that they haven't done that.
I thought
that would be another powerful message.
No, I agree, I thought actually, Stephen, I thought it was $10 million this year. I thought it was $10 million. Yeah, I mean, when you think of the amount of money that was spent on the Super Bowl, yeah, it could go towards things.
Well, man, those house.com people just really blew 40 million then, didn't they?
Exactly. Okay, so back to foot washing and the pickleball one. So we need Amber to check in. We need Pantea to check in.
PB but the Bud Light one. I know Pantea's favorite had to have been Rachel and Ross.
Oh, she have big friends?
That's the one she was anticipating. Oh, yes.
Okay. And I would venture to say that your dad's was probably the foot washing one and one other.
Well, what Amber was very vocal, and now all of a sudden we don't get to hear what her top
two favorite were, and we haven't heard Spider's top two favorite either.
Well, was it Hellman's because of the cats? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Oh well, you know what? We're gonna have to plan something very special for her for Vegas, though.
Okay, so
and also, wait a minute. Before we go any further, we need to congratulate Amber. For those of you that don't know or weren't there, Amber won our Super Bowl bingo game, and Amber is going to be the next bingo wizard, and she's going to have to come up with a game that Spider cannot call for her. Okay, so Pantea, like the Uber Eats one, not just for Ross and Rachel. The other scenes are good, but did like the Etsy one. Okay.
So let me ask you this before, and then we need to go. So now the Chiefs have won twice, right? So that's the whole story. You can't win 3 in a row until you won 2 in a row. So if they make it to the Super Bowl next year, are you like the dynasty? Like you really love to see like a team that just goes and goes, or are you like, somebody else needs to win, it's only fair?
Well, you're asking the wrong person, because right now the dynasty is owned by one team, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if Kansas City comes back, no, I don't want. I want the Steelers because the New England Patriots are there now too. No, we held it since the 70s. We don't know. No, I want to see somebody else win. As long as it's not the Dallas Cowboys, I don't care who wins. Except for Kansas City, because now they're encroaching on Pittsburgh.
Because being a child of the 80s and 90s, I sure loved the Bulls with Michael Jordan and them winning and winning and winning. You were just like that, not. I know that's not the dream team, but having just a team that clicks like that just keeps showing the.
Is this odd? Because I picked Walken and the Jesus one, and what does Sharon pick? Jesus and the Antichrist, which is Walken. So yes, in answer to your question, Pantea, yeah, actually it's both teams, both the Patriots and the Steelers
have done back to back.
Have done multiple. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 94-ish. Yeah, I'm old. Be nice, Amber.
It's before her time.
Yes, the Bradshaw years. Thank you. That brings up a good point. Now, I would venture to say that if Mr. Sprecher has a favorite team, it might be the Green Bay Packers.
No, I know they watched them, and my mom actually was a Packer fan for a very long time, but he lived in Colorado for a very long time, so through and through Broncos.
Broncos. Okay, so I've got to ask you, since you're a Bronco fan, what's the deal with the horse? That horse looks scary and evil in the airport, in the Denver
Didn't
airport.
used to. They changed it.
Yeah, it's scary looking.
Yeah, well, because it's intimidating, right?
Sharon doesn't want any bad karma. Yeah, everybody cross themselves really fast and say, talk like Christopher Walken. So I hope everybody had a good time. This was one of the funnest shows we've had in a while. I think so. And I hope you enjoyed our expert analysis, which actually meant nothing. But we hope that everybody will join us next week for our guest speaker, our guest person, Tim Swanson from Cigars Daily. And actually next week, okay, it's not going to, it actually will change, I think. Daylight savings time is coming, but I don't know when it is. So it'll be 6 p.m.
It'll still be right. Our show is 6 p.m. Pacific.
It won't be 7 p.m. my time.
Right.
So everybody will back up a little bit, an hour, right? Because those guys that are over there, I don't know. Your hair isn't Howard Cosell's, is it? No, it's mine. It's mine. There's not much of it, but there is mine. So anyhow, thank you everybody for being here. Tell your friends. We really would like to get more subscriptions and more views and all that kind of good stuff, but we appreciate it. And we'll see you all next week on Drinks and Dave. Say goodnight, Dave.
Night, Dave.
Take care, everybody.